Hello, everyone. Welcome to the breakdown and the decoding of the movie Free Guy. It's more of a review, if anything, but there are certain codes that are in here, and it is a slight movie breakdown. Like I said, I'm not a total expert as of yet, but the more I do these, the better the content will be. Mostly everyone enjoyed this movie. There were a lot of symbolism, as with every movie. However, most of Ryan Reynolds' movies seem to have additional messages. This movie is set inside of a video game. There is no classism, racism, and no drama until people from the outside world who wear glasses comes inside of the game. Then there are shootings, bank robberies, looting, auto theft, and more crimes. Similar to Pleasantville, those who reside inside of the game follow a daily routine and are seemingly happy until the truth is revealed. And then the glasses mantra reminds me of They Live. Free Guy is a Disney movie and is available on Disney Plus. Just because it's a comedy doesn't mean it doesn't have symbolism and hidden messages for us. Okay, so here's the occult movie review. When the movie starts, you see a man wearing gear someone will wear while jumping out of a plane, which is called skydiving. He is also wearing sunglasses. You hear a male narrator discussing how the sunglass people are heroes who have devil attitudes and run the town. The rules do not apply to them. They can break the rules, and laws are only a quote unquote suggestion. Isn't that what they say about the elite? The title Free Guy is the number seven in gematria, which condenses down to the single digit six. Shares numerical value with Iraq War, Gomorrah, which is a biblical city that was destroyed for wickedness. We see where this is going. In gematria, skydiving is 120, which reduces to the number three. 120 is also discovery, chemistry, intention, corrupted, true light, projector, omniverse, zeitgeist, and fortunate. Each of the above words have truth in this film. 120 is also Illuminati in the English ordinal. Sunglasses is 136, which equates to the number one. 136 is also Sunday Mass, Virgin Mary, Fraternity, and the Jesuits. The number one in spirituality means a new beginning, which hints at this movie's message. In order to start anew, you must do away with the old. Do not be surprised if other decoders connect the sunglasses as code for Washington, D.C. Our nation's capital is located between Virginia and Maryland, which can easily become symbolism for the Virgin Mary. You hear Fantasy by Mariah Carey playing and an alarm going off. Then you see a man in his early to mid 30s wearing blue pajamas getting out of bed. The narrator states, "My name is Guy and I live in paradise." He says good morning to his goldfish named Goldie. Then he announces he lives here in Free City his whole life. He has a best friend and he works at the bank. Fantasy in Gematria is number 86, which reduces to the number 5. 86 shares numerical values with Skyfall, Past Due, All of Us, Respect, Citizen, Insight, Intense, Observe, Infowar, and Warning. All of these words provide insight into the movie. Keep in mind that the eye of providence that appears on a dollar bill is also number 86. When people refer to something as being 86th, they mean it died or has stopped. The song Fantasy could have also been chosen because the people who reside inside in Free City are living in fantasy and have no clue what real life or the world is. The five is linked to huge life changes that are about to occur and as a warning of impending developments. This is a source of encouragement and advice for you as you embark on a journey of personal growth. It's time to accept the changes and for you to rise above them. Number five symbolizes an equilibrium or balance. It implies that you must maintain a healthy sense of proportion in your life in terms of both material and spiritual dimensions. Mariah Carey is 102 in Gematria, which reduces to the number three. The name holds the same values as Life is a Joke, Staging Area, Benevolence, Soldier of God, The Queen of Soul, Deep Concern, Grave Danger, and Today is the Day, Team of Destiny, Facts of Life, We Are Fucked, and Hegelianism. All of these words and terms are a clue to what is in store. Hegelianism is a philosophical system of Hegel that places ultimate reality in ideas rather than in things and uses logical discussion of ideas and opinions to comprehend an absolute idea behind a phenomena. This is exactly what the computer programs did to create their game, which was stolen, and the codex was used to sustain Free City. Before we forget, the number three is symbolic for the three persons of the Trinity. The Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit make up the tribune nature of God. In Christianity, the number three completes the circle. There are several references to the number three in various religions. Because of this, we can communicate with our evolved masters and with God. Take it seriously since it's the highest kind of divine energy. Using the law of attraction, the number three implies that you will be drawn to a specific person. This is mostly what the movie is about. Number three is a reminder to connect with your inner spirit. Be mindful of your spiritual and divine energy connections. That's the only method to let heavenly love in your own personal fulfillment. Sounds familiar? Another movie that we're decoding with the underlying message to reconnect and to strengthen our spirit. Three is a symbol of something that is solid, real, significant, and complete. The number three appears on everything that is truly exceptional. Omniscience, omnipresence, as well as omnipotence are three of God's characteristics. Past, present, and future are the three divisions of time. Guy eats a sugary cereal and proceeds to a coffee shop. The barista hands him a coffee with cream and two sugars in a large orange coffee cup that reads coffee in all capital letters. In gematria, the word coffee is number 40, which reduces to the number four. The four is a foundational stability, is a foundational stability and supports number that is associated with good organization, wisdom, four directions in the world, the four elements, the four moon phases, and the four seasons. The number four means the spiritual world is leading you to greatness. In the zodiac, it represents the sign of Cancer. It also shares numerical properties with indica, a strand of marijuana, Buddha, and gamble, which are all relevant to the movie. The color orange associated with success, heat, warmth, sexuality, joy, balance, stimulation, expression, and fascination. This is exactly what guys feel for the woman in the glasses. Guy reveals he is looking for someone to love. His best friend, who works at the bank as a security guard, tells him what Guy is seeking does not exist. They are having normal conversations during a bank robbery as if it's normal. Then the screen changes. Now they are in an alleyway, and now there is an alleyway and a man wearing a black hoodie with graffiti on the chest, a matching face mask, and you see the imprint of his glasses. An attractive, cool looking woman falls out of the sky and into the alleyway. She asks in a British accent, "What have you got?" After she is dissatisfied with his answer, she pulls out a gun. Then he asks, "Hey, are you really British or is that an accent filter?" This is definitely a comedy. He tells her about a map of a stash house and they exchange data. They have dialogue and she walks away. She shoots him. After leaving the alley, She walks past people and recites every word they said verbatim. Then she pulls out a map. She starts to sing Fantasy by Mariah Carey as the music starts. As she is walking, Guy and his best friend notices her. Guy is smitten and continues to stare with his mouth open. As she walks past him, she recites a line and Guy asks her about the song. She turns around surprised. As she is dangerously walks away, Guy announces, "It's her. It's my dream girl, Buddy." Guy wants to talk to her, but Buddy reminds him that she's wearing sunglasses, and people with the sunglasses, they just do not talk to us. Guy spots the woman walking past and he follows her. He proceeds to walk across the train tracks, not paying attention, and ends up getting hit by a train. Train in shows and movies usually means the transport of information. Guy was hit by the train, so it's safe to say this train stopped him from transporting the information. Both train tracks and train in gematria equals 134, which is the angel number that is the symbol of peace, harmony, and health. Through this number, the angels are advising us to pay attention to both physical and mental health. People who are associated with 134 are full of adrenaline and wish to experience and discover something new. This proves to be true for the character Guy. Untrichondium, sometimes listed as tellurium and cesium in a different form, chemistry element that is related to 5G and has an atomic number of 134. The number 134 is also nationalist, take control, crisis actor, Constantine, the last year, killed the Jews, antisemite, lunar phases, and the last year. The woman saves her avatar spot in the game. You see an atomic bomb with the advertisement for Free City 2 Carnage on her Alienware laptop screen. Melanated people are on Earth as avatars, which means this is not our home planet, aka we are aliens. In Gematria, Free City 2 Carnage is 267 in the reverse ordinal, which has the same numerical values as Divide and Conquer, Basketball Game, the Royal Bloodline, Death Sacrifice, Sacred Bloodline, and House of Vatican. What are they implicating? Do not forget, the home of the Vatican is the Catholic Church. This is the second time within the movie the Catholic Church was hidden using symbols that most people wouldn't catch. As the cameras zoom out, we notice the woman is using her laptop at a coffee shop. Here we go with another coffee reference of the number 4. They are facing a large written address of 137 South Street. In Gematria, the English ordinal of 137 South Street is 181. Jesus the Messiah, the Old Testament, it is written, and Isis, Horus, Set also share the numerical values of 181. More old Christianity references, along with the reference to when Egypt was in antiquity. When the Roman Empire converted to Christianity through Constantine, that happened during 306 to 337 AD, which took place at the ending of antiquity, which did not officially end until the mid 400s. Hence, the Isis Horus Set references. Remember, Constantine also fought wars in northern Africa during his reign, trying to convert everyone in the region to Christianity. Whoever denounced the Christian church had to pay him a tariff, which he donated to the Roman Catholic Church. On the surface, they are showing how melanated people control their avatars on the host planets. However, there are underlying messages with the old Christianity Roman Catholic symbolism. At this point, we are only 8 minutes into the movie, and the Christian church was referenced 3 times. Guy wakes up and starts his routine again. This time, after saying hello to Goldie, he plays with the Venetian blinds, which is out of his routine. He goes to the coffee shop and the barista hands him his usual medium coffee, cream, 2 sugars. Guy looks at the cup and states he would like to try a cappuccino. The barista was confused as was the police officer, because Guy broke from his routine. The barista seemed afraid of Guy because she said, "You get a coffee cream with two sugars every day because that is what everyone gets." Officer Johnny overhears and mentions that someone is about to get shot because Guy varied from his normal routine. At this point, all of the patrons are startled, which alarmed Guy. Guy decided to pretend he was just joking. Everyone was relieved and nervously laughed. Guy told her a story that is different from his daily routine and programming. This is how you feel the first when you first start to wake up, aka come into your consciousness, while everyone else around you is still asleep, or what we say unaware. Guy goes to work. As per usual, sunglass wearing people robs the bank while employees are on the floor. Guy talks to Buddy about the girl. Buddy reminds Guy that sunglasses people do not talk to them. Buddy said, "Maybe I will get a pair of sunglasses then." Buddy proceeds to the bank robber, asking him for his sunglasses. The robber is an avatar controlled by a young girl and her younger sister. The avatar proceeds to beat Guy up and say, "I am the robber, and you are the guy who lies down and takes it." Buddy reminds Guy that he doesn't do this, aka, this is not our normal routine. Guy notices a blue car and thinks it might be the girl. He then proceeds to fight back, removing the large assault rifle and sunglasses from the avatar. The avatar falls down. Buddy, the other bank employees, and patrons are all shocked and astonished by Guy's actions. Guy runs out of the bank, notices the girl, and puts on the sunglasses. Once he puts on the sunglasses, he notices a sub world within his real world. No one can see it but him, and only while he's wearing the sunglasses. He can physically acquire resources, money, guns, and sees places that he's never seen before. His entire world literally changes. In the real world, a male computer programmer informs his supervisor that a character inside of the game had his glasses stolen by a non playable character known as an NPC and cannot be revived. The supervisor gave a techie solution. Then the programmer stated that he tried. He also reveals he believes whoever is doing this is untraceable. They believe it's another human stealing NPC skins to cheat inside of the game. They decide to team up, suit up, and go inside of the game to catch the cheated person. Guy is still breaking from his routine, shocking the characters inside of the game. He purchased a pair of sneakers while wearing the sunglasses. As he walks to the train tracks where he followed the girl the last time, out of nowhere the train comes. Now see the train scheduled to hit the non-playable characters deliberately to force them to go to sleep, then to wake up and continue their daily routines. Guy avoids getting hit by the oncoming train. The game police, which are the avatars of the programmer and his supervisor, approaches Guy, thinking he is a human player dressed as a hacked, unauthorized NPC skin, nicknaming him as Blue Shirt Guy. Guy doesn't have a clue of what they are talking about, and they threaten to kill him. They start to shoot, and he runs. A chase ensues. The new sneakers start to light up, giving clues that it has power. Guy runs onto a ledge, collecting game coins and leaps as he is falling by wearing the sunglasses. It's treating him like he's an avatar within the game instead of a non-playable character who lives within Free City. Options to save his life comes up and he chooses the bubble suit. As he wiggles out of the suit, the programmer and his supervisor hit him with a police car. The supervisor announces the finish of Blue Shirt Guy, Still believing Guy is a human character representing an avatar who cheated the game. The programmer announced his realization that they killed Blue Shirt Guy, but the number stats of game players on the server did not change. In this that dialogue, this is the first time they mention the game's owner by name, Antoine. The programmer is also reminded of his white privilege. This is pretty serious for the so called comedy movie. The programmer is on screen being interviewed in a flashback. His name is Walter Keys McKee, the co creator of Life Itself, representing at the Seattle Indie Game Convention 2015 on the IGN network. In real life, this translates to Keys, the god of life itself, which is what non melanated people are doing on Earth with the metaverse. They are using the metaverse to gain a seat and control an avatar, just like what melanated people are doing. Keys is explaining the software and the concept of the game life itself. And the woman is finally introduced as Millie Rusk, the co creator. We are looking at masculine, feminine, divine energy, Adam and Eve symbology, and they are really giving away gems. Life itself is a quote unquote game, and within the game of life itself, we need the keys that are controlled by masculine and feminine divine energy. Millie is looking at Keys in a flirty way while they are being interviewed. The woman interviewer asks Millie what gets her up in the morning. The answer was medium coffee, cream, two sugars, and an insatiable taste for validation. While she is speaking, Keys looks at her, obviously smitten, just like Guy with her avatar. When Keys was asked the same question, he answers, code. It is not just zeros and ones, it's hidden messages. I think of myself as an author. I just use zeros and ones instead of words because words will let you down. Zeros and ones will never, and they are as cool as shit. The interviewer notices their chemistry and they both deny being intimately involved, claiming best friendship. The scene changes to Millie and Keys having a conversation at Keys' apartment. Apparently, Antoine stole their code and lied about it, avoiding paying them any royalties that they are owed for the game. He hired Keys as a programmer. Millie revealed she found a clue and needed Keys to get her in the hidden section of the game. Keys told Millie to leave. Guy wakes up again and announces today will be different to his goldfish. Millie is in the game spying on other characters searching for the hidden section. It is nighttime inside of the game. Guy approaches Millie, startling her because it varies from the normal NPC routine. After body slamming Guy to the ground, he introduces himself while men, which are the other players, start shooting at them. Millie shoots back, then creates a portal to exit. Guy follows her. They end up at a warehouse and walks into a room full of motorcycles. The bike facing the camera says 57Z, as in zebra, inside of the circle. There are huge guns, grenades, Chinese stars, and other paraphernalia. In Gematria, 57Z is the number 38, which is the master number 11. In the spiritual significance of numbers, 11 is considered a master number. The dynamics created in this trinity of 211 explode with the potentialities, some of which never dared to ponder. The traits associated with master number 11 in numerology is instinct, namely to trust in your instincts. Millie tells Guy he cannot hang with her because he's a top player. She's a top player on a level and he needs a higher level to make an impact. After Guy sounds confused, Millie shows her game name as Motolov Girl level 195, pointing out that his says Guy level 1. He then asks if level one is the best or the worst. He proceeds to ask how can he level higher. Millie sounds annoyed and instructs him to get stuff. She said, "It is Free City. You must get money by carjacking, punching people in the face, robbing a bank, or killing people to get more money." Side note: in real life, this is the mentality of men who live in low income impoverished areas or the hood. Be mindful that level 195 is 40 or the number 4 in reversible reduction, reiterating the coffee mentioned earlier. Guy announces he will never hurt innocent people. Millie looks surprised, then says his approach is kind of refreshing. Sometimes she forgets everyone is not sociopathic. Then she says, if you knew the dick who was responsible for this world, you would agree. Guy proceeds with, "You mean God? Are you talking about God? And he's a dick?" Millie says, "His name is Antoine," with a very surprised look on her face. She says, "Yes, and he is an absolute troll." Then she informs him that no one else has done it, but Guy can rack up experience points as being a good guy. Get over 100 experience points and we'll talk. By now, the entire conversation was a lot because the underlying text is so much. Guy then proceeds to become a good guy to rack up points, as Millie suggested. In the real world, Guy is nicknamed Blue Shirt Guy, and he is discussed on the news. They said he is out skilling all of the bad guy players by being a good guy. People around the world are acknowledging good guys' efforts inside of the viral game. Guy notices that he is at level 102. Buddy is surprised at Guy's new lease on life. Guy removed other players' sunglasses and tries to convince Buddy to wear them in order to see a new life. Buddy says no. After deactivating the player by removing his sunglasses, he beats him up and speaks to the pretty girl wearing pink. And God informs her she can be with a better guy. She breaks from routine, stating she doesn't have to be with a guy at all. Buddy is afraid of Guy, the sunglasses, breaking the routine, and everything else. Buddy is just afraid at this point. Millie enlists help from Keys, and her avatar enters Free City. After Millie is attacked, Guy comes to save her. As Millie speaks to Guy during the battle, Keys is still in the real world asking who she is speaking with. She informs him that she is with the guy who wears the NPC player skin. Keys look at the position of the current players and informs her that there are absolutely no other players inside. After an intense battle, Guy grabs a red motorcycle, Millie jumps on, and they drive out of the window. They then jump. Keys realizes Antoine is in the building. Antoine instructs everyone to upgrade Blue Shirt Guy and announces destroying certain characters for the sequel. Millie and Guy almost kiss. Guy invited Millie for ice cream, and bubblegum flavored ice cream is both of their favorite. Millie realizes that Guy can actually taste the ice cream while her avatar cannot. Guy shows Millie parts of Free City that is mostly unknown. Keys is searching for the NPCs of the game and notices that Guy's inner game coding increased on its own. Guy asked to kiss Millie, and Millie is welcoming. They kiss. In the real world, Millie is shocked because she is falling in love with someone inside of a video game. She asks Guy to see him in the real world. Keys frantically bangs on Millie's door and announces that Guy is truly an NPC character who evolved inside of the game. Guy is not a player who is an algorithm. Guy is not a player who is an algorithm, who is alive and is the first real artificial intelligence. His code is 1,000 times the size it should be. The barista increased her own code, by figuring out how to make cappuccino via trial and error. The pretty girl increased her code by writing a memoir about how you don't need men. These three NPCs are alive and are living inside of the game, not following the normal NPC routines. Millie announces to Keys that she let Blue Shirt Guy kiss her. She is upset that the first non toxic guy that she is falling in love with is not real, aka artificial intelligence. Keys and Millie also figures out that the Free City 2 sequel is not a game upgrade, but a completely new game replacing current characters. Side note, three of the NPC characters are alive. Now, Keys and Millie are on a mission to locate their original code inside of the Free City game before the launch of the sequel, giving them exactly 48 hours, which is the number 12, which reduces back to the number 3, staying consistent with the movie's theme. Millie finds Guy inside of the game. Millie shows Guy the inner working and programming inside of the game. She then announces to Guy that Free City is an actual video game. The game's players inside reside in the real world, and that Guy himself is an NPC, which is a non-playable character, a background character who can never leave the game. Guy puts together that he is not real. Millie breaks the news that Guy does not love her. He only thinks he does because it is in his programming. Guy and Millie have a moment, and Guy goes to the beach, realizing he cannot throw a rock into the water. He then yells, "It is all a lie!" Guy goes around town. His programming is 100% broken, and people think he's crazy. Sounds familiar? Guy then goes to Buddy's home. Buddy breaks the news that just because he is not real, this moment is. He says, "What is better than being in a moment with someone you love?" He gets info from a real player. Then he goes into Millie's warehouse. In the real world, everyone is talking about the symbolism of Blue Shirt Guy. Antoine is still looking to launch the sequel, and Keys breaks the news that Blue Shirt Guy is not a player. He is an NPC who cannot get kicked out of the game because he is real. They want to terminate artificial intelligence while keeping Guy's AI code. Antoine instructed the team to reboot the entire Free City game. Guy gave Millie the proof she needed, and all of the real life players are shut down as a result of the reboot. All of the background starts to fade away as Free City is offline. The game restarts and Guy resumes his normal routine. Millie attempts to make Guy remember their moments in order for him to show her the proof inside of the game that she needs. Key reminds Millie that the AI code doesn't go away when rebooted. Millie sees a video of Keys telling her the secrets of coding and programming. It was Guy's love for Millie that made him alive. Millie gives Guy the sunglasses. He questions them, and when Millie kisses him, all of the enhanced programming returns. Now he remembers everything and shows Millie the proof she is seeking. Guy tells Millie they cannot go past the water line. Millie instructs Keys to program a bridge to get past the water. Guy gathers all of the NPCs to break the news that they are not living in the real world and things can be different. What if they can change the world? What if they fight together to be free? All of the NPCs cheer in agreement. Real players cannot find NPCs and theorizes that Blue Shirt Guy is not a player but an actual artificial intelligence. The programmers inform Antoine that every NPC went on strike like a digital walkout. Antoine wants the inner making of the game destroyed to stop Millie. Millie asks Keys for the help from the inside, being that Keys, work for the company. Millie and Guy are attempting to go to the shoreline as Free City is being destroyed behind him. Antoine instructs the programmer to put in a dude character that is programmed to destroy Blue Shirt Guy. Tsunami Studios is the name of the company who brands Free Guy. After a disagreement, Keys create a bridge so Millie and Guy can get across the shoreline. Antoine instructs the head programmer to boot out all the players. Millie instructed Guy to go across the bridge alone because her avatar is being withdrawn. Guy bravely bravely walks across the bridge while the world watches on television. Dude is insert is and on the game. Dude is inserted inside of the game to stop Guy from crossing the bridge. Buddy is mesmerized with Dude, and Dude picks him up, throwing Buddy down. Then he proceeds to beat up Guy. The world is watching the fight happen in real time. The programmer was instructed by Antoine to activate a death blow. Dude attempts to punch Guy, and Guy has a shield along with his one incredible Hulk arm. Guy then pulls out the lightsaber. The saber turns into a playful, colorful toy looking gun with the trans colors. You know, the trans community, have a set of colors. And it shows when the saber turns into to the gun and creates a portal. Buddy gives Guy a pair of glasses. Dude is stronger than Guy, and Guy cannot get up. Guy then places the glasses onto Dude's face, distracting him with music. Both Guy and Buddy proceeds to cross the bridge. While Guy and Buddy are running across the bridge, Antoine starts to destroy the internal servers, permanently deleting graphics inside of the game. The world is watching live in real time. Buddy cannot proceed to cross the bridge, instructing Guy to continue. After admitting he was afraid his entire life, he had the best time after waking up. Guy leaped at the end of the bridge while the citizens in Free City and the real world watched live. Guy ended up on a fantasy island, uncovering the hidden world inside of the game that was stolen from Millie and Keys. Millie finds Antoine and stops him from destroying the last internal server. Millie negotiated terms with Antoine in order to keep the denizens of Free City alive. Antoine stated Millie is dumb for giving up royalties and extra money. News reported Free City 2 sales are doing poorly and the feds are fighting with Antoine. Keys invites Millie out for coffee. She declines to log into the new game with their original coding. Millie is walking and talking with Guy. The background characters inside of the game are all there. Guy tells Millie that she must continue her life outside of the game and in the real world. He also convinces her to find love. In the real world, Guy's speech gave her the epiphany that Keys is the one. Millie watches a clip of Keys talking positively about her, forcing her to run out to meet Keys at the coffee shop. Millie calls for Keys. He looks at her. They both know and meet halfway in the street for a romantic kiss. Guy and Dude are inside of the game. Guy mentions he hasn't seen Buddy since the bridge incident. Buddy yells for Guy, tell a funny story, and they embrace with a friendly hug. Guy lets Buddy know there is no bank to work at and they can do whatever they want. Buddy drops his gun holster, the two men walk away, and Fantasy by Mariah Carey plays during the closing credits. Thank you for listening. Like and subscribe for more videos. I'm trying something new by coming live on a Sunday instead of doing it during the week because I'm hoping to gain more viewers, more live viewers, and more people to have free time to like, share, and comment. And that is all. Thank you and have a great week.